Yeah, I feel you. And that book ends it with what I was getting at, where I wanted everybody else to almost like fulfill my purpose and live my purpose. But now I realize and I wanted them, at least inside, it's like I want them to do better. I want to see the same kind of drive in their life. I want to see the same kind of accomplishments in their life so that they can be fulfilled too. That because I'm not, because no matter what level of accomplishment I'm going to produce, I'm never going to be happy with myself. So maybe if I help somebody else achieve something, then maybe I can be fulfilled through their fulfillment, kind of live vicariously through that, and it was this weird cycle. But now it's more, and this is one of the reasons for the show too, man. It's like I'm happier seeing them fulfill their purpose rather than like this self unfulfilled sort of pseudo purpose that I thought that I had. And that's what makes me happy now and actually makes me fulfilled, is to help others achieve what their purpose is and be fulfilled in that, rather than like project my crap onto them. Think, well, if I can't be fulfilled, then you've got to accomplish some shit too, because then maybe it'll make me feel better.
That's a true, genuine, authentic purpose. That's real. And that matters in the world and it impacts people's lives. What you just said. Nothing else matters more than that. Even if you lost all the material things you have, there's still nothing that matters more than your purpose on this planet to help other people be successful. And by the way, it's I think the word is symbiotic. It all works together anyway.
Yeah. And success too. Success is different for each person. Everyone sees success in a different way. And that was like the removing the blinders that I had on too, was I only saw success. You talked about being judgmental at one point, and I didn't even realize that I was, because I just thought, well, there's more to life. But that was from my perspective. I felt there was more to my life to go after. But for them, they could be completely fulfilled in a completely different purpose that might be like a lower tier or something like that. But at the same time, if I use my dad as an example, he was much lower stressed. He was always around his family. And just the guy just completely fulfilled his purpose in life because he created the drive in me to do things that he never could have done. And that was like the setting up, the laying of the
further. It goes a step further because everything that you're doing, it's only all happening because of the experience you had earlier in life. So his purpose is still actually being fulfilled because of what you're doing. So clearly you had good role models, and clearly you had really there was enough of a healthy system around you to be doing what you're doing, and to have been fortunate enough to reach a position where you could financially be able to say, okay, at least I'm going to direct some of my attention and my efforts towards helping other people, or as much of it as you're allocating. He's still participating. You know what I mean? You're carrying it on. Like you're actually 10xing it. In the words of our immortal Grant Cardone, you're still 10xing it.
Yep.
Shout out to Grant.
Yeah, it is a good book for sure. You can unblock me on Instagram now, Grant. Just unblock me, please. Thank you.
It's the truth, man. So you're carrying the torch. And isn't it funny how he was happy and successful because he was around his family? That's the point.
Yep.
Like it's the best thing ever. It's not about the money. It's about stopping and catching your breath and realizing what the heck's important.
Yeah, right on. That's a good place to end this too, man. I really appreciate you coming on again. And I don't know, maybe this will be a recurring theme if you're up for it too, because I really appreciate the conversation. I think we get more vulnerable than most people do with something like this, probably because we share some of the same experiences, but still, this is hard-hitting stuff, and everybody needs to hear it, because I'm sure everyone else who has gone through experiences like you and I, they need to hear these things, and they've been spinning their wheels. And the reason they've been spinning their wheels is because they're just caught in their own mud. And we got help for ourselves. We worked through it, right? And hopefully this will just be that switch so that they can. It'll be like the book you read about Arnold, right? And then they started lifting weights. So now we're saying everybody who's gone through traumatic experiences like Matt and I, you need to get help. You need to talk through those and work through those, because if you got the same drive as what Matt and I have, you probably have some unhealthy mind issues going on, because I know I did, and I had to work through those myself.
No question. I had a guy who was a psychotherapist that I worked with for 7 years. 4 of those were with other previous partners in business. He was like our business coach, but he had said to me at one point, like 4 years ago, you said it before. He's like, you've reached your potential, like your limit for now. Not that you can't go much further, but because of the things that you're not working through, because I was very resistant, even though he was trying to get some breakthroughs with me at the time, I was still resisting because it would require some serious acceptance of like, whoa, I do that. But he said to me, he's like, you've reached your limit for now. He goes, but I'm telling you, you could be the head of a multi-billion-dollar company. He's like, you've got everything that one needs to get to very high levels, or build your own company and expand it exponentially. But he's like, if you don't get out of your own way and do this work, you'll never go any further than you are right now, which, by the way, is okay if you're in a good place, business-wise and financially, but you'll end up in a good place business-wise and financially, but you'll be alone. He's like, nobody's going to want to be around you, and you're not going to be able to grow the business any further. And he was right. And so there's no shame in, if you get the right person, having somebody really help you break through some of that crap and get past fear, get through your own ego, get through your own traumas, and really find your authentic self. And then that's when it really starts to blossom, because, oh my God, you become magnetic.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, for sure. For the right reasons this time, not just because you're a high performer, but
for
because
the right reasons.
You're a high performer that cares.
No, because you're giving off this vibe of gratitude.
Yeah.
You're giving off a vibe of gratitude and fulfillment and joy and happiness and laughter. And that draws people to you. The people in the past couple of years that have said things to me like that helped me reflect on, like, wow, I really have transformed. I'm a transformative person. And like, people making comments to me like, wow, what happened? You seem so different. Or, my God, you're so much more enjoyable to be around, or you're so much easier to work for, or you're such a better boss, or you're a better owner, or I've heard all those things, and I thought my moments, like, I'm not a saint. I'm always trying to get better, but you are your own mirror. So if you find that there's people pulling away from you rather than coming towards you, it's an easy indicator that your vibration is the problem, not the other people.
Right on, my man. I'm going to leave it with that today, because that's just a perfect place to end it. Thank you, Matt, again for being on. I appreciate you, brother.